between February and April, I had a meeting with Butuzor. Very nice guy, very nice person, nice young man. But the Nigerian state will always use somebody inside to try and attempt to destroy individuals inside. And what I'm saying is not for repercussion or anything, but I want Biafrans to know so that when anyone is saying anything to any Biafran, publicly or privately, ensure you are saying the truth. Because only the truth will lead us to the path where nobody can tamper with. There are people that were with our Prime Minister. And when Finland took him, they were very, very depressed and disappointed. Some say, you know what? Let me just wait until Onyeka comes out, PM comes out. It is absolutely okay. But what is not okay is you are waiting for PM to come out, then you are destroying what the Prime Minister have left behind or what Onyeka have left behind. That is not okay. We will not allow that to happen.
Yes, depending on your time zone and your location. The DPM Dr. Ngozi Orabueze could be an that na question and answer session. So video from her speech during this live broadcast. This is just a briefing of her speech. You understand everything she said during the speech. For some that are not able, for they have the opportunity is joining the live broadcast. So watch the video. Can you know all that she said? In fact, she said a whole lot of things. Now this particular video, she said a whole lot of things. Came and like you miss it. So settle on not down. Watch the video from beginning to the end because now this particular live broadcast, Madam Ngozi Orabueze media, plain and open. The reason why they are not actually working with Igwe Butuzor. Yes, Omer explain if any meruno. And what led to the current reason why they have decided to just give him a space, because Maradi went to master at the time. She made explain of all these things and also said a whole lot of things concerning the katakata nada on the group on the fallback and the bottom we have CRC. So watch the video from beginning to the end. You do well, drop your opinions on the comment section. But to start the video, Candoza will work quite away for this updates. Watch the rest of the video, guys. I'll be right back.
I also want to use this opportunity to let everyone know that while we run a confederate state, our constitution also stipulates some areas of collaboration in certain areas, especially in defense, especially as we have a fluid state where we've not fully protected almost all the part of Biafra, which is what we are working towards. But I can assure you as we speak, at least over 65% of Biafran land is fully secured by Biafrans. We will continue to build on that, on each step of the way. Our military are spread out in the 40 states of Biafra, at the state, community, and local level. And their task is well defined to them, to ensure there is no reintegrated terrorist in Biafra land. The United States of Biafra military goes through the best trainings we have in the world, internationally and locally. The Defense Secretary and his team ensures that our military acquires the trainings they need to be the best soldiers in the world. That is why we're having so much success. We are not going to be like the zoo state. We're not going to be like the Nigerian state. We are bringing something different. We are making something different. We are impacting our lives and the lives of our people every day with the standard that is experienced in the best countries in the world. That's exactly what we are doing. The enemies to the United States of Biafra are specific. We have our enemies, and that is those people that come to kill us. Those people that bring them in to kill us. It's not just whom they are bringing. Who is bringing them in is as dangerous as those that it brings into our land. We will go after all of them because they are the ones killing our people. They are the ones terrorizing our people. They are the ones traumatizing our people. They are the ones making our people to flee from Biafra land and from Nigeria, to run away from Nigeria and from Biafra land. Because mothers fear that their children will be killed any moment if they are in Biafra land because of Christopher Musa and Tinubu. And for that, we will ensure that such killing stops. That is why they are our enemies. Thousands of reports I get every day, thousands or every week, of what Christopher Musa and Tinubu is authorizing their men in the police and the army to do to Biafran people. Once you are a Biafran, automatically Christopher Musa and Tinubu, they tag you a terrorist. Once you are a Biafran, you are tagged a terrorist. Not anymore, because we are not terrorists. I am not a terrorist. But that is a picture they've painted all over. That's the picture they are painting every day. They either tag you a terrorist, or they tag you a terrorist financier, or they tag you a Yahoo boy or Yahoo girl, or they tag you a cultist. Every male child in Biafran land, Soludo and the delegitimized governor, they tag them cultists so that they can kill them. They label them, these names, cultists, Yahoo boys, so they can suffer them and kill them for nothing. These are innocent Biafrans. We will not allow them to continue with this impunity and go free. Not anymore. So if you are anything wearing Nigerian police uniform, military uniform, security, Udogachi, the legitimized governor, and the politicians in Biafran land, I tell you to leave. Leave Biafran land immediately. Because we cannot allow you to be in Biafran territory, continue to kill innocent Biafrans, and get away with it. The only security allowed in the whole Biafran land is the Biafran Liberation Army and the Biafran Defense Forces, whom are well trained to protect our land, who will never take the life of any Biafran, who will never engage in actions that are not of both international and local standard approved through the normal training. They are the ones we want on our streets. They are the only ones approved in our land. Any other type of force, you are illegally currently occupying a foreign land, and you need to leave peacefully. Peacefully. Pack your bags and leave Biafran land. You have to leave because you are occupying a foreign land. We will make you leave if you do not want to live peacefully. I want to use this opportunity to let everyone listening that our military is being built both at the state level, at the county level, at the district level, and at the ward level. It's a grassroots military build-up. That is the way we want it. That is what Biafrans want. Because these terrorists are sending their people to the interiors of Biafran communities, unsuspecting areas. That is where Christopher Musa and Tinubu is sending them to occupy our land. We will flush them out wherever they exist, wherever they go inside Biafra land. The map of Biafra land is all over. It is set. We sent it to the Nigerian state. We sent it to all the international communities, all the countries that we've updated with our independence. Almost all of them have the map of the United States of Biafra. So the Nigerian state, you need to study that map and ensure none of your agents is within that territory of the Biafra land. I wanted to also use this opportunity to bring to the attention of Biafrans that the 40 states commanders are independent of each other. And I want to use this opportunity to clarify the paid agents of the Nigerian state that are going around parading lies and misinformation that some commanders in Biafran land are not being taken care of. That information is false. Ordinarily, we do not engage in giving information out. But on this specific note, we have to do it to ensure and let everyone, every military personnel in the United States of Biafra to be aware that we are a nation now. Nobody, no military person can be above the states, can be above the nation. No one. When people come to you as a commander in homeland and they tell you, because you have the gun, you have the power over the nation, I need you to ensure and I need you to know that those people feeding you with that information, they do not like you. They are not telling you the truth. We are building a democratic state, a democratic nation. No nation in the world. There's no democratic nation in the world where the military will wake up overnight and say they are going to war. No. The president of the country is the one that will declare the war before the military will step in. It is not the other way around. And it will not happen in Biafra nation. Those of you that are being misinformed by those paid agents of Ohaneze Igbo or the legitimized governors, when they come to you to tell you that you have the power because you have the gun, and then that gets into your head, and you think you can threaten any Biafran. You think you can just say anything and get away with it. I'm telling you, we are running a nation. We are running a democratic nation. Your power as a commander can never, ever, ever be above the power of the nation. That is not done anywhere. You are not going to be successful. So those mediocres that drum those ideas into your head, that you got the power to do anything because you have the gun, move away from those individuals, because they are the one that will hurt you. And when they hurt you, they will turn around to look for somebody whom they will claim there's a person that hurt you. Move away from them. They come in different formats. Biafrans, you may have noticed recently, some paid agents of the Nigerian state coming out to say they are going to do fundraising for Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Defense Forces. These are people paid by the Nigerian state to destabilize what we are doing. And what they do, they go to one or two individual commanders to misinform them of things that are not factual. The fundraisings we do every weekend is to build our new nation, and also to help thousands of orphans that have been created by the Nigerian state and Christopher Musa by killing their parents, killing their fathers, who are the breadwinners in that family. So we have a very chaotic state in Biafran now, where we have thousands of children without fathers, thousands without mothers, thousands that cannot go to school because Nigerian state have killed their fathers, taken away their mothers, destroyed the businesses of their grandmothers, burnt their homes. That is why it is the task of every Biafran in the diaspora to continue which the Nigerian state have destroyed. That is why we raise funds every day. We use those funds to help as much as we can with the little we got. Many innocent Biafrans that are being locked up in different cells across Nigeria and across Biafra land for doing nothing. Part of the money we raise is to use to bail. These innocent Biafrans have not committed any crime except that they found themselves in a state called Nigeria because they are Biafrans. Tinubu and Christopher Musa ordered them to be locked up. We have to continue to raise money to bail them as much as we could. That is not acceptable. We also raise money to ensure that our military, they continue to protect our land from these invaders sent in by Tinubu and Christopher Musa. I want to use this opportunity to let Biafrans know there are some people who are paid by the Nigerian state that have met maybe one or two commanders in Biafra land to tell them to publicly come out and say that people should stop raising funds for the United States of Biafra government. And those commanders, they talked to me. And the reason they gave was based mostly on the misinformation from these criminals paid by the Nigerian state to stop the protection and the full restoration of the United States of Biafra. According to this individual, he believes that he has been with Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. He has been with Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister. He has a different assignment that he wants to do. He also said he is with the United States of Biafra government. But we have a defense team. And over time, not just myself, the defense team has been able to test the veracity of what this individual says, to be able to ensure that we all work together to remove these terrorists that come to our land to kill us. But for some reason, because this individual listened to these paid agents of the Nigerian state, some of them parade themselves as also ex-Briggy cabinet members or freedom fighters. But behind what they do is to collude with the enemies of Biafra, like Elias, the so-called lobbyist. and Dabiri, the ones that have sued the United States of Biafra government, they work, they collude with them. Then they tell this individual in homeland to go and announce, because he is a commander we respect, that people should not donate to the United States of Biafra or to Dr. Ngozi. Sometimes they personalize it to me, but that shows how ignorant they are. That the restoration of Biafra is not about an individual. It's not about Nnamdi Kanu. Neither is it about Simon Ekpa. Neither is it about me. It is about the wish of the people to be free from a country that reintegrates non-terrorists and continue to kill its citizens. So that came to my notice. And that is why specifically the United States of Biafra is going to call on somebody like Butuzor. This government respects this individual so much. We respect him so well. He is the commander in homeland, supposed to be. But because he is being misled, misinformed by some faceless individuals, the one that call himself Biafra Unite, somebody that have no face. I've never seen, not in the time of our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, that you have faceless individuals coming out just because our Prime Minister is not here to pretend as the freedom fighters, colluding with these state agents of the Nigerian state to disrupt what we are doing. And I've got reports that the United States of Biafra government is not giving somebody, we're not giving them resources. And therefore, these faceless individuals are trying to collude with him to, oh, let's go and raise funds and give Butuzor. Let's do this. But Biafrans must know the truth. And the truth is today, between February and, remember, immediately after our declaration, the one called Success, he was fired because it's not true. It's not genuine. What some of us saw 7 months ago, some of them are seeing it just right now. But some people like Ogenkeri, the ones that are paid by the Nigerian state, they collude with these individuals to be pretending with alias as if there's another government. There is only one government, the United States of Biafra government, the Briggy and the de facto, headed by our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, my humble self, Dr. Orabueze. Anything, anywhere, by anyone is fraudulent. It does not exist. I promise you. They never wanted our declaration in Finland. Most of you heard and saw what they did in Finland. All the plots, which they've confessed publicly. They have a plan 1, they have plan 2. And their plan 2 was to ensure that this declaration never happened. They confessed it with their mouth. But thank God, that did not happen. We were able to declare our independence. We were able to let the world know we are a free nation. Even when many thought that it will not be possible, we did it. From that moment, we have followed every template that was made for the restoration of this government by our Prime Minister. The committee that will take up the running of the new nation was established by our Prime Minister from day 1 of the declaration. And those are the people you see in the United States of Biafra cabinet. They failed in Finland to stop the declaration. Tinubu was not happy. Christopher Musa was not happy because the money they paid them did not achieve the results that they wanted. So what do? After the declaration, they started their chaos. They formed. They put themselves together, called themselves Briggy. No, they call themselves Briggy because my dog is. There is nothing like just Briggy. We are a government. The Biafra Republic government in exile was registered, was a stepping stone for us to get the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra is a new nation. When they could not stop the redeclaration of Biafra in Finland, They jumped into the homeland. Some of the military started manipulating them, told them to down the tools, started manipulating, destroying, lying. They did that briefly, but the spirit of Biafra was in charge. And at the end of the day, all the lies they were telling to those on the ground, they've discovered that these are agents of the Nigerian state. That's why they all abandoned them. They abandoned them all. They've abandoned them. And what do? They now came up with the CRC, which many of us know that on a well-constituted Brigade Cabinet meeting around October 2024, the Brigade Cabinet members, through a vote of about 21 to 9, dissolved the CRC last year. These criminals paid by the Nigerian state, colluding with Elias to confuse those they could confuse. He told them to go ahead, let him start another CRC, let it look as if there's another parallel existing something anywhere. And they constituted themselves into this chaos you all see everywhere. Fake CRC. And they went into this either election or selection to say they select Ogenkere or elect Ogenkere, whatever it is. But there was just no basis at all for their existence if they were truly following the orders of our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. But they never respected that. No. It's all about their selfish interests. They don't care. How can you build a nation when you don't follow the order of your superior? The person you claim you are following, the person you claim is your leader, the person you claim you were running around when he was around, praising him, calling him my boss, calling him all kind of names, praising him, eye service, that's all they do. But you never respected that establishment which that your boss was working for. No, you don't respect that. They went ahead and constituted themselves into these nuisance you see that parade themselves on Twitter, calling themselves CRC or whatever. They have no basis for any existence because CRC was dissolved by a well-constituted meeting of the Brigade Cabinet around October, November 2024. So what you see they are doing is what the Elias and the Nigerian state that is making them to stop us. That's what they advise them to do. And now, a few months after that, what do? The advisory committee or BSC, whatever they call themselves, the Prime Minister dissolved the advisory committee around March, April of 2024 because of the individuals. This is Imam Madu. This thing you see him doing now with Ruben Nadi, they've been doing that long time ago. That was why the Prime Minister dissolved the Brigade Advisory Committee, of which I was a member. Because of this, their behavior, lack of discipline. All you see is chaos everywhere. But we cannot carry such chaos into our new nation. So the advisory committee that the Prime Minister dissolved, they reconstituted it. The CRC that the Brigade Cabinet members under PM dissolved, they reconstituted a fake one. All to distract what we are doing, all paid by the Nigerian state and this Elias, their agent. How can Elias, the so-called lobbyists, be part of their government, be part of their government? They put Elias, who's supposed to be just a lobbyist, into their own because he has an agenda to ensure that they continue to disturb some of us, which they failed on arrival. Now, where are they? Biafrans and the world, ask yourself, where are these criminals? Where are they? That chaos you see them building, that's all they built around the Prime Minister. 247, that he was so tired of all of them. He was just waiting for the right time to sweep all of them out. But God has a way of doing things. God, in his infinite mercy, has done it in a miraculous way. And Biafrans are seeing it. That chaos you see they bring, no respect for authority, no regard for Biafra, nothing. When Benjamin Umarubugo, Chike, we are pretending to be fighting for Biafra, some people thought that they were real. It is only when Onyenduna Mikano left that people now saw the criminality of these individuals working closely hand in hand with the Nigerian state to stop Biafra restoration, working closely with the legitimized governors of the South East and South South to stop Biafra. That is their only plot. Thank God they failed. It is the same thing that they use some of these individuals to be doing right now. So, between February and April, I had a meeting with Butuzor. Very nice guy, very nice person, nice young man. But the Nigerian state will always use somebody inside to try and attempt to destroy individuals inside. And what I'm saying is not for repercussion or anything, but I want Biafrans to know so that when anyone is saying anything to any Biafran, publicly or privately, ensure you are saying the truth. Because only the truth will lead us to the path where nobody can tamper with. I met with Butuzor and I let him know now we're running a government. Maybe in the past, maybe there was a plan whereby you people are just doing your own thing and again, genuine people. And then he believes they have these few of them federal camp, about 3-4 of them, and we don't have any problem with that. But the thing is that now we are government, we must all work together. We must all work cohesively to ensure that what we need comes very, very fast. And he was very, very happy. And I see about the 90%, I can say 90% of compliance, happiness in what we are doing, which the government truly appreciates. But because people have been working with different people in the past, we don't know their commitments. I don't know. I cannot solve a problem I don't know. I cannot help anyone. I don't know their problem. The cabinet cannot solve a problem they don't know where it's coming from. That was why the cabinet of the United States of Biafra gave everyone, every commander, we gave them the time to really think through everything they are doing and do the right thing. Nobody is forcing anyone to do anything. But the government have a structure that must be followed. The government have a structure that cannot be tampered with. And we believe that structure is to safeguard the security of everyone, but our military, our people, and the whole country. So he was open to that. But every now and then, it seems there's something that is just making him sit back, which I believe, I don't know, only he can tell Biafrans. Every now and then, we discover this little laxity. And this attempt that because they have the gun, they will be the one in charge of the government, not the other way around. And I don't blame some, coming from the place where they've been all along and what they've known all along. I truly understand. It will take a lot of reorientation and orientation for them to really understand how the runnings and functioning of a government works. And I'm really open to that. But I'm not going to be open to the point where it becomes something that's a tool for revenge or a tool for destructing what the government is doing. So between February and April, whatever he demands, we give it to him based on the resources that we have. And also based on the point that with time, we will be able, the defense team, again, I'm not telling any commander to come out openly for anything, because we have these criminal elements inside and among us 24/7. So security and safety is my #1 priority for all Biafrans. I scheduled Zoom meeting 3 times with Butuzor. He failed it. He didn't show up in those 3 meetings. The first one was supposed to be a question and answer session with Biafrans. It is important, anyone occupying such a high position in Biafran land, that you make out time and talk to your people. You don't have to show anybody your face. But occupying a position like the Commander General of the United States of Biafra, it is critical, it is very important that you talk to Biafrans. During that question and answer session, we invited him, the cabinet invited him. He refused to do that. He didn't talk to Biafrans. On the second time, I scheduled a Zoom meeting to meet with him and these few other individuals that work with him. He refused. He didn't come to that meeting. The defense and I, we scheduled another 3rd meeting. And my thing is not about meeting or no meeting, because I already know where everyone stays. The decentralization of the United States of Biafra military cannot stop. Nobody can do that, because that is what the structure of our government requires. And I am very, very happy and excited where our government is and where our able-bodied men and women, where they are in building the protection of their states. So even in the states where they are, we still have the commands in those areas. My only thing is that we all must work together to move quickly in what we need to do. The equipment, the resources, the venues in those areas we are built by Biafrans. It is our fundraisers that raise all that at every step of the way. So it all belongs to Biafrans. Anyone working for Biafra must be accountable to Biafrans. So again, I don't know what his mindset was, but it's okay. So between that February and April, we were giving everything that his department needs, and our finance will be able to put the figures straight here in this meeting of how much we've expended just between 8 weeks of working with Butuzor. He still works with us. I love him. He's a very, very great guy. I like him. So anybody thinking it's anything different, no. But we all must work together to be where we are. And it is okay if somebody does not work together. There are people that were following Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. When the DOS sold him, some people said, you know what, I'm going to wait until Onyendu comes out. It's absolutely okay to wait. Because only you know what you and Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu discussed. Only you know what you and him talked about. There are people that worked with Uwazulike. When Uwazulike was told to back down, some people following him say, you know what, I'm just tired. I'm just going to wait. There are people that were with our prime minister. And when Finland took him, they were very, very depressed and disappointed. Some say, you know what, let me just wait until Onyendu comes out, PM comes out. It is absolutely okay. But what is not okay is you are waiting for PM to come out, then you are destroying what the prime minister have left behind or what Onyendu have left behind. That is not okay. We will not allow that to happen. So between that February, April, we try to help as much as we can. But within that timeline, we also discovered that Butuzor refused to meet with the defense team. He has refused to have a formal meeting. He will say, okay, he just wants us to walk behind the scene, me and him. It is okay. I don't have a problem like that. But we are running a government. And I want to have a second or third or fourth ear to everything I'm doing. Because some of them are very difficult. Before you know it, you say one thing, they say you told them another one. So when I request for meetings, there's a reason why I request for meetings. And I'm having that meeting with thousands of different committees and commands in Biafra land. So there's none that will be different. So refusing that meeting, we monitored him between February and April. And after that, he every now comes up with this opinion that, yes, I'm with USD, but you know what? I'm going to do it my own way, you know. But mine is to try to explain where the government is coming from. It's okay for you to say you're going to do it your own way, but we are running a government right now where we all need to work together for success. We don't want a situation where something will happen in Aba State, the defense will not know about it. Something will happen in Enugu State, the defense will not know about it. Something will happen in Kumisia State, the defense will not know about that. No leadership will be successful in that manner. So the criminals that are paid by the Nigerian state through behind try to use this idea to infiltrate and confuse, because that's what I call it. Because that kind of mindset will not run in this government. So you have a situation whereby I'm with you, but allow me to do this on my own way, which is okay. I don't have a problem doing it your own way. But the government must know what you are doing. It is absolutely necessary. It's just like you're going to a company to work. You are hired to, all of us are hired to work for Biafra. And then there is no audit. Your boss does not know what you're doing. It's just like when, immediately after declaration, when we told Kerry, when we talked about finance, it's not by accountability per se. It's just the government needs to know what is going on. What are you doing? How much do we have? Who are we owing? That's a formal report. We don't want somebody to come out tomorrow and say, Dr. Gazi, Biafra is owing me $1 billion or 100 million naira or something. I have to account for that, especially the absence of our prime minister. It falls within my table as the chief of staff. No other person. As I told Biafrans, the Prime Minister does not need to tell anyone that I will be the surrogate. He doesn't need to do that. But because he knew the wolves he left behind, that they don't respect anyone, that was why he has to do it. He doesn't need to do that. All of a sudden, a faceless individual that never said anything when the Prime Minister was around is coming out to tell you people, you're going to do autopilot, you're going to do regional government. Somebody that was never, nothing. Everybody all of a sudden, even though the Prime Minister suspended, Butuzor have to tell me the name. He called Gaddafi, he called Madam Asoka. Again, I don't have any problem with anybody calling someone. But again, what are you doing with these individuals? If the Prime Minister suspended them, there must have been a reason for that. Why don't you wait for the Prime Minister to come out before you start romancing these individuals? And you think that they will give you the Biafra that the Prime Minister has left? No. They will never. They have nothing to offer except chaos. And you involve yourself with them, you will be part of that chaos, not this government. This government is as sealed as anything. We are very focused, we are straight, and we are carrying out the assignment laid out by the Prime Minister without any intervention. We discovered in the cabinet that within that time frame, he wants to do his own thing. In collusion with those criminal advisors from behind that are talking to him. He listens to them. Yes, he does. Because from what he told me, I know he does. During our Memorial Day march, May 30th, he, Butuzor, nothing was shown from him and his team. At least let us celebrate our fallen heroes every May 30th. He didn't participate in that. Only he knows the reason. But he cannot be doing things like that and be telling Biafrans, oh, the cabinet is not giving him and his team resources. No, you cannot have two masters at one time. It's not going to work. So when all the able-bodied men and women of the United States of Biafran military conducted the Memorial Day march, those that are working behind the scene with him, all they came out to do is to criticize innocent Biafrans who remembered our heroes are heroes day. They were there to analyze them. They were there to criticize those that are wearing slippers, those that are wearing shoes, those that are covering their face. That is all these criminals do behind the scene. But asking as the commander-in-chief of the United States of Biafra government, which camp, where was one march from his camp on Memorial Day, he, Butuzor, did not participate in that. Neither him or those he said that are working with him, or 3 or 4 team like that. And these are all genuine Biafrans. What was his reason for doing that? I don't know. I don't know. Only he knows who he's talking with. But you think Biafrans are not watching? Biafrans are watching. Biafrans are fully watching. And I've tried to carry everyone along. I have the patience. Trust me. My patience can stretch from here to the next 100 kilometers. That is what I'm trained for. But I cannot continue to stretch my patience and allow somebody to destroy this beautiful thing that we are building. That is why Biafrans must know what is going on behind the scene. So there was no Memorial Day participation, but rather those that were advising him, they came out and they started criticizing our able-bodied men and women that marched to remember our heroes and our heroines. If any of them falls today, God forbid, is it not the right thing that during that Memorial Day, our military will remember him, remember those that have fallen? That is the right thing to do. But those working, gossiping, feeding him with misinformation, and their criminal elements that pretended to be forming a parallel government, they are focused on criticizing, because I believe they were shocked. The United States of Biafra were able to raise thousands of military just within that short period. And let me tell you, those Biafran military that marched within that Memorial Day was just about 3/10 of our military. We didn't authorize all of them to march. We did not. We just picked few states. And that was what everybody saw. Those few states. Imagine if we have allowed all the 40 states to march on Memorial Day. It would have been very, very heavy. Trust me, they wanted to do that. But because of time and other factors, and as a new nation, we just approved about 2/10 of the team of the Biafran military. So were the criminals happy? No, they were not happy. They were busy criticizing. They were thinking it's Dr. Orabueze thing. They called them terrorists. These are the people that call themselves Biafrans. They call innocent Biafran military men and women. They call them the terrorist army of Dr. Orabueze. Who is paying them to use such words? What is their plan? And they think the people that pay them, when they use such words, they can deter me or deter the military or make any impact. Biafrans are taking record. So he never participated. But he may be coming out and complaining to some people, oh, he doesn't get resources. But when the government needs something, he doesn't participate. And I don't undermine the power of anyone. But we are running a government where we expect everyone must work on the same table. Within that period of our May 30th, the United States of Biafran government gave only 1 day sit at home, which was May 30th, across the board. Him and maybe those he's talking with, they went to post 2 days sit at home on Twitter space to confuse Biafrans, not to confuse those that are truly, but to confuse some Biafrans that they want, and so that their paid agent will see that what they are paying them to do, they are doing it. Colluding with the criminal called Sonia Panawa and Co. And all of them that are in that ex-bringing fallback group, all of them, they are the same. All. And they went to post 2 days sit at home when the government already declared just 1 day sit at home on May 30th. What was their plot? What are they planning? They are going with Elias. They are going with Elias' plan, right? To make it look as if there is another government existing somewhere. Then they come up with a regional thing. And when we cut them, they say, oh, regional is just for military formation and all that. When Obatobia has built 40 states, confederated, independent states of Biafra. What is the 40 state? What is the regional about? To confuse those that are paying you, to show them that you are doing something. I will be the end of all of you. I promise you that. This cabinet will be your end. Unless it's not this Biafra that we have declared. Unless it's not this one. So when the cabinet discovered that he cannot work with the cabinet, then the cabinet said, well, we cannot continue to fund somebody who has refused to meet with me, who has refused to meet with the defense. Because maybe the person has his own reasons. So the person has his own reasons, and there are people that he's meeting. It is okay to go to those people. It's absolutely okay. But you cannot walk in Central Bank and go to Access Bank to demand for salary. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Obedience is better than sacrifice. No leader will tolerate that. No country will tolerate where individuals think they are over, they are stronger, they are bigger than the state. If it has happened in the past, if that is the perception they've given some of you in the past, now that must stop, because we are running a government. Government is here to protect everyone. The government is here to build everyone. The government is here to establish every command based on our little resources we are getting. But if you are part of those that the Nigerian state and Tinubu is using to come out and fight the funding and the donation of the United States of Biafra, I'm telling you, you are going to be, the way you will fall, you are a complete failure. I promise you that. Because before you start fighting, go and ask those that have already fought Dr. Orabueze. Biafrans here, everywhere, everyone here remembered how they started fighting. When they failed in Finland, they started fighting our account. They started saying, oh, they're using the account. The bank account is owned by terrorists, it's owned by Fulanese, it's owned by Islamic, it's an Islamic bank, Taj Bank, Islamic bank. The same ex-bringing fallen people that were parading all these lies. The next thing, they started publishing the names of innocent Biafrans that were donating money to rebuild our nation. This Sonia Panawa and Okekere, all of them in that ex-bringing, they were part of that plot. The next thing, they found a WhatsApp where they were plotting against me, reporting me to FBI. Things that we are doing with the John Oha, with the Oha, somebody like that. They were all working with Sonia Panawa. We are the Nigerian state. Then the next thing, they started labeling innocent Biafrans as terrorist financiers. Tinubu and Christopher Bamusa published names of innocent Biafrans on the newspapers in Nigeria as terrorist financiers. Just as they've labeled our Prime Minister as a terrorist financier. Just like they labeled innocent Biafrans living in Finland as terrorist financiers. And after that, 4 innocent Biafrans, they've done all their investigation. They went on their fishing expedition. And after that, they couldn't find nothing. They have to drop the case because there was no evidence except the lies. The Nigerian state, Tinubu, Biancono went to lie to them. And some ex-Briggy cabinet members, because they are part of that. There is no way Nigeria can come near any Biafran without another Biafran being there. That's what those ex-Briggy fallback people, that's what they do. All of them, none of them is exempted. And they will continue to do this until they fall into the pit where they will never come out again. That's a promise.